Welcome back to Team O'Neill. I'm Chris. I'm joined here with Tim O'Neill, the founder of the Rally School, and we wanted a chance to break down some of our rallies. We've done some rallying the last few months, and we've had some experience, mostly through failures, some successes, and we wanted to give you guys a chance to learn from our lessons here. This video, we're going to actually talk about pavement. For me especially, pavement's pretty new. I drive on it all day, every day as far as daily road driving, but I have done no performance driving on pavement. And so Bristol Forest Rally, we were able to have a pavement stage. I think it was 7 miles in, 7 miles out, so 14 miles of pavement rally. And so here's a little clip of me doing some of the driving. And I was really nervous, Tim, with getting out here, and I remember seeing you right before the start, and you gave me some good advice as a rookie, first time kind of on pavement. What was that?
Well, I think one of my bits of advice for the new guy, you've been left foot braking on dirt, we teach you exclusively left foot braking, but when you go to pavement, it's difficult at first. You can sometimes not let off the gas when you brake, and you got to do it different. So I told you, just right foot brake. You come into a corner, you're going too fast, let off the gas and brake, release the brake and turn, just how you do normally. Until you can get to that point where you're off the gas, on the brake, turn in, off the brake, on the gas. It's a little tricky. So I didn't want you to come through the middle of the corner with your gas on hard and try to brake, because you can't make it. It doesn't work. I'm
glad for the advice too, because it really did help me on the first run. The second run didn't end so well, but the first run I was able to really focus on that, and I was so nervous, right? So it's like at least that gave me a little more confidence that I could make it through that stage with a little bit of speed anyways. So that was some experience. Thank you for that advice. The next thing I wanted to talk about are rally tires on pavement. So I think anyone in racing knows you kind of want the best tire for the surface that you're on, and sometimes we don't get that choice in rally. So in Oregon, there's a really cool stage called the Maryhill Stage. It's beautiful, really great. I think it's one of the first roads in the country that's ever been built.
The first paved road, I believe.
First paved road ever, and it's privately owned. So they close it for the rally, and here's a clip of you, Tim, going up the stage on your gravel tires.
It's awful.
So what's it like being in a rally car?
So first thing, none of the paved racers ever use snow tires or gravel tires for a reason, okay? So my big car was absolutely terrible on the pavement. Even though I made a couple adjustments, it wouldn't turn. So I'm trying to lift and brake and everything I can. And the sliding I don't mind, but the not turning.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, because I had to, it looks like I'm fine. And the fact is, with a big heavy car with gravel tires on a tight turn like this, you're really gonna have a problem. If this road was fairly straight and fast, the tires wouldn't have bothered so much.
Okay.
So it was a very difficult time me getting up over here with any speed at all, because it just wouldn't turn.
Right.
And the problem was we didn't have an opportunity to change to pavement tires. It wasn't an easy thing. Some have done it, but for me, it was just logistically difficult. So I
love our partner Nick. He was able to actually put 2 pavement tires in his Fiesta.
Put them on the front.
And he put them on the front. So at least he had the steering wheels had pavement tires.
And that was good, because on a front wheel drive, you're accelerating, braking, and turning with the front. So you could get away with just 2 on the front.
And it's tough too if you're balancing tire wear. You get to the end of that short stage and you can tell the tires got torn up, right? Just the tire wear of that level of grip, and you're trying to drive fast on hot pavement, it really tears the tires up really fast.
It really does. And one of the things I did was I changed my suspension adjustment, and I made it so the rebound was a little stiffer on the back or on the front, and then the low speed on the rear, so it didn't shift as much weight off the front, but it helped a little bit. But biggest thing is don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
But luckily most people didn't have any other choices, so that almost everyone was on gravel tires, so at least the field for the most part was.
And another thing is you put your most worn out gravel tires and it's better. You don't have as much tire roll, as much tread roll.
Interesting.
Yeah, worn out gravel tires would have been better, but most of us just came from the gravel. And the fact is, how much time you're going to lose on this stage?
Right. overall.
Right, versus pavement tires. I might have been able to go 20 seconds or half a minute faster. Would have been nice. But for me,
by that.
I lost by far more than that.
So the last thing that we had the opportunity to do in Oregon was be on mixed surface. So the first stage is their famous Portland International Raceway stage. So we're on some of the racetrack, we're on some of the dirt back roads.
It was mostly pavement.
And it was, yeah, a majority of pavement. And for me, I decided to go out on gravel tires because just a little bit that was on dirt, I have no experience with a pavement tire on dirt.
Very sketchy.
And I was so scared of that. I was willing to take the chance, or lose the time on pavement. But you decided you found enough grip to go with the gravel.
Yeah, because it was mostly pavement, and I knew how bad my car was on pavement with gravel tires, and I just didn't want to experience that.
Right.
So I felt like it was very important for me in my car in that situation to at least have some control. Because remember, my car is a lot heavier,
right.
and if you start to slide, you can't stop it. It's really ugly. So I didn't want to deal with that. And this is
a
yours.
clip of me, going through the PIR stage. So that's where the transition back to dirt, or the first time transition to dirt. So yeah, I mean, I was very happy with it. I looked at my times. It was something that I don't think I would make a different decision right now with my current level of experience. But as I get more experience with pavement tires, maybe then I would know at least what I could expect for grip.
I think the weight of the car helps. If you have a lighter car, you can probably get away because you don't have the mass. You're not trying to stop or change direction suddenly.
Right. Yeah, I'm not trying to win anything yet either. So my goals are appropriate for the stuff I was using.
Right, and I'm actually, at my age, I'm still interested in finishing and not crashing if possible.
Yeah, so this broken pavement kind of section where there's some gravel and pavement.
And I must say, it was very sketchy. I think I did a test on gravels.
You did.
And I said, it wasn't as sketchy as I thought. And I also knew that it's 20 cars starting ahead of me, or whatever the number was. So a lot of the pebbles were swept away. So I felt as if I could stay in the line that was swept by the other drivers, I'd had a better chance. Now, a lot of the other drivers that started ahead of me, because we reversed order, they weren't rear-wheel drive, and they wouldn't take the same line I did. But at least most of the big pebbles and stuff, I think, were swept out. And that was another thing you could have considered. But you started ahead of me, I believe.
Right, yeah. So I was earlier because it starts slowest car first. So I actually was on stage before you. But yeah, no, this was fun. And then I think you had a little incident. You looped it around on the grassy section, right?
Well, yeah, because I caught the guy ahead of me.
Right.
And right at the time where it came to the sketchiest part with the grass, I had to pass him. And so I was about to pass him, and then he spun out. And then I was going to go on the inside, but I said, that's not a nice thing to do. So I went around him, and then I spun out. And the spectators, they loved it. So there's me spinning around. I think you have a video of it somewhere. But, my problem there was once I got around him, I got a little happy with the gas. And with rear-wheel drive on grass with slicks, don't get so happy with the gas.
Didn't work out too well.
No.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please add them to the comment section. We'd love to get your input on this, and hopefully you get out there and do some pavement racing, and maybe some guys that have done a lot more pavement racing than I have, you guys can add some of your thoughts as well. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you.